Yay! Good morning, good morning. You feel me? Actually, it's market close, so good afternoon. Yeah, I mean. Well, October 2nd, 2020. I want to say it's like day 17 of my trading journey. You feel me? Readjusting to these market conditions. Things are starting to heat back up just a little bit, slightly. You feel me? Not enough to give me my full confidence to go back to my -6 plus 13. If you watched any of my previous videos, I came up with -6 plus 13 based off a hot market. I had about 3 or 4 months worth of data collected, almost about 200 examples of data collected, which gave me the confidence to do -6 plus 13. Then I started my trading journey at the end of August, to mid to end August, and shit started dying off. Then I went through a streak of red. Had to realize, okay, what's going on? What's going on? You feel me? Well, I noticed that the market was turning, because the market has cycles. So we went through a hot cycle during that 3 or 4 month period, and now we're in the lull period of it slowing down. After SPI from last week popped off, we have been getting slight bit more runners. During that period, just based off my data, it was showing my max gain of +8 potential and my max loss -10. So I had to readjust a little bit. I usually play a third of the max move. So if the max move is about roughly 8%, then I want to collect anywhere between 2 or 3%. And because it's such a small percentage, I've basically been playing a 1-to-1 risk reward. I've been slightly above on average since I readjusted since September 10th. I've been averaging almost 3%. I want to say probably about 2.6 to 2.7 probably after today, profit per trade, and then I was averaging -2%. So a little bit of a 1 to 1.4 risk reward, trading at a 50% win rate. So let's get in today. Today I traded CBAT, market cap 91.24 million, float 22.6 million. I have traded this previously in the past. I want to say on one of these 2 days. Honestly, don't really remember what day I traded it. It's in the data and it's in the videos that I've been posting on YouTube. So again, another energy stock, which was based off SPI, started a slight sector momentum, which is what I've been waiting for. Electrical equipment and parts, which is like electric cars. So today we are +4% today, which was beautiful. This was a later day move. I purchased at 12:17 p.m. and sold it at 12:23 into this pop right here. My max reward could have been a little under 10% before it crashed. So for me to collect nearly half of that move was beautiful. So what had happened today was I got up in the market, right? And again, part of my strategy, I love momentum. I'm pretty much a momentum trader, okay? And based off of the things that meet my criteria, low float, small cap stocks, typically in a hot market, I want to see them up over 100% with a lot of fucking momentum. And what I mean by a lot of momentum, if you look over here, it's trading after hours right now, and you're seeing all these prints go off. And then down here is the bid and ask. Okay, so the reason why I placed a trade at 12:17, because I came in the market in the open and there was just really nothing. There was nothing. Everything I looked at, I took a look at this, ugly. Took a look at this, ugly. That's 700%. This is up 400%, but ugly. Look at the chart. It's ugly. That's a $37 stock, so I don't even play this, even though that's a nice chart. That's a little too much equity for me. This, ugly. I mean, everything. I mean, this is okay, but just not enough volume. So, you want to go look at how much volume's being traded, and it only traded 677,000 volume. But again, just ugly, too slow. Not enough people are in it for it to entice me to want to play, because you see all these blanks in between, and that's how slow it's moving. People aren't buying. People aren't buying and selling like this. I want to see it like this. I want to see it pop, 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 pop. You feel me? That's what I like as an individual. I mean, I can't speak for anybody but for me. And this comes from just years and years of screen time watching this shit, knowing what I'm comfortable with, knowing that I am more successful after the market opens. So now I just literally avoid the market open, because lately with what the market has been giving me in this particular market, it's a toss-up, dude. I don't know if it breaks a breakout point that I would like, if it's even gonna work or not. It's a toss-up. So I like to come to the market after 8:30 now, because it's a little bit before mid-market, because I'm, West Coast time, so 6:30 a.m. is when the market opens. So I like to let it play out for about a couple hours, because then I get to see the chart pattern play out to tell me what's going on, to tell me, okay, is this most likely in my favor? So Cbat, so I originally came up in the market around this time, and so this already seemed overextended to me, and to be honest, I didn't even look at Cbat, because right here, when I came into the market around 8:30, so if you look in here, this is Cbat 8:30, okay? This is when I came into the market, all right? This morning. So when I was looking here, around, what is it? It's around 260, okay? $2.60. It wasn't even up, because, I mean, the market close was in the 250s, so it was barely up, not 1%, maybe? I don't know, something like that. So it didn't even hit my radar. It didn't even pop up on my scanners, okay? Nothing was looking good. Everything I looked at looked horrible. And again, as a trader, they say sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. If things don't look good and things aren't meeting your criteria, just close the fucking laptop, which is exactly what I did. So nothing was really looking good to me at all, okay? So I avoided it. Decided to do some other things, having guests over later, so decided to start cleaning up a little bit. Decided to go wash my fucking car. Just trying to pick up things to kill time, so that way I could come back to the market later and see if anything is now formed into my favor. I was outside. I was actually fucking putting together a barbecue pit. You feel me? So we could barbecue a little bit later. Some little brand new skis. So anyway, so I came back in the market around 12, and this is a beautiful squeeze. You see this? Look at this beautiful climb, okay? So you're seeing beautiful gradual climb here. And I'm coming in and I seen this pop right here, okay? Boom. So let's zoom up on here. Okay? So this is where I come in, okay? So I'm seeing this, and I see this big boom, okay? And then a huge pullback after, and then consolidating right here. When it dropped here, came back, closed. In this one candle, it stopped here. In this candle, stopped at the same place at the bottom. Look, roughly around the same. Right there where that red line is. Stopped. Stopped again in the third candle. Stopped again in this candle. That tells me it's holding, okay? So the chart pattern is holding. As you can see here, volume was horrible all day. These blue lines are the volume down here. Look at flat. Little pops here and there. Flat. Little pops here and there. Flat. Oh, here comes the big volume. Alright? Start seeing heavy volume. So in this area, we're still seeing heavy volume. Heavy volume. Starts dying off a little bit, but I mean, that's typical when you're seeing this, but it's holding, okay? Why? Why did I buy right here? Why did I decide to buy this dip after this pop? Okay, so first indicator of why. I'm starting to see heavy volume coming in, okay? So that's telling me the buyers, okay? These is all green, okay? All the heavy volume is green. This one right here, if this candle, this red candle, had higher volume than this green one, then it might have went, second guessed it a little bit, but it started fading off for the red. So when it's selling in here, it's fading off. Meaning that there's not as much sellers as buyers in this jumble right here, in this point. We had more sellers, or we had more buyers in this one candle than in this candle and in this red candle together combined. So in this jumble of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, we had more buyers in that 5-minute period than sellers. Okay, first indicator, volume, and it holding right there after 3 candles. Okay, second indicator, I'm looking at over here. This, when you see this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, well, usually when the market's closed right now, but usually when the market's open, it'll be all the way down here. But when you see this pile up, and the way I seen it was it all piled up at, I want to say it started piling up in the 310s, the 310s and 311s, where see, like right now it's 310. Well, all of these straight down said 310. Okay, all of them 310. And you're seeing nothing but green flash off on this side. And every time it chipped away at the 310, the 310 would keep coming back. It might drop, it might tick down to 309, then it's 310, 311, 312, then back to 310, 311, then boom, you'll see huge 310s again, 311s again, just all the way down the board. So you have to learn how to read the level 2 along with the time and sales. So I'm seeing nothing but green prints popping off of, you know, jumping. So we might be at, say, 310 by 312, and it's jumping to 313, 314 over here. Okay? So yeah, so when I noticed all that, that's when I hit my buy order, and I put buy the ask, and I had it at 312, and it jumped me. Exactly what it did. It jumped the shit out of me. When I executed it at 312, we were at a 311 by 312, so people were willing to pay $3.11, and people wanted to sell it for $3.12. So when we were in that range, that's when I hit it, and it just so happened to jump by me. And the next thing you know, this whole side was 313, 312, 313. This side, just kind of like you're seeing right now, okay? Very similar to what you're seeing right now. Okay, this is after hours though, but very similar. But except for it was 312 all the way down. And then this side, when you start seeing this chip away, just like how you see it, only 1,314, 1,315, 1,319, then it's not heavy on this side with sellers. We're attacking them, and we're taking them out. So in here, that's when I wanted to, and then, you know, I was patient with it, even though it blew by me. I thought about canceling the order, because I'm like, okay, if it just runs without me, then fuck. You know, I thought about canceling it and repurchasing, but I just was patient, and it eventually came back down to my 312, and it executed me, and see, it sold me 100 shares first when I was trying to capture 300 shares, and then it sold me another 200 right after that. And then at 323, which was in this pop, so I had already told myself when I purchased this that I wanted to get out if it tested this resistance level right here at 328. And so that's exactly what happened in this candle. It kind of just paused at 328. So I mean, that to me, it could have easily dropped, even though you're seeing high volume in all the green right here. But see, so we had this one, and then you seen the highest candle right here in the one that I purchased, and then it kind of died down a little bit. I mean, I could have collected, you know, 8 to 9%, which my max gain would have been about 9.9%. But hey, man, to collect basically almost half the move, a 4% gain on a quick pop, which I was really only playing this stock for 6 minutes. So to collect 4% in 6 minutes, recognizing the momentum, recognizing the chart pattern, recognizing the consolidation, recognizing the pop in volume, recognizing level 2, recognizing time and sales. Those are all my key indicators. And not to mention a beautiful fucking gradual climb throughout the whole fucking day. I mean, this is a squeeze, so it is a little bit more risky when you're playing in these levels. But like I said, when it popped here and it dropped and it just held 1, 2, 3, that was a great indicator. And then again, knowing that the heavy volume came in the green bar, and then in the red bars it was less. So that tells me there's more buyers in this area than there was sellers. And I'm pretty sure because they started seeing the momentum of, okay, now as you can see right here, there's no real pullback. It just boom. And then, so, you know, if it was super choppy, then that would have been a little more scary. But because you see gradual climb before the huge pop, and then it has the drop, but it holds 3 candles in a row, holds this area in the 305 area. So that was basically going to be my risk. So if it dropped below that line, that's where I had planned on getting out and just cutting it for, you know, my typical 1 or 2% loss. So CBAT, you feel me? Plus 4%. I also realized going through my data and going through my data, rewatching these videos that I've been posting, that I do have a tendency to, when it starts getting, when I start seeing the momentum build in these areas that I said that are indicators that tell me, okay, this is now in my favor, that I have a habit of, I will wind up taking a 4 or 5%, but then it's almost like that itch to keep trading, where it's like, oh, okay, well, this could keep going, because when it popped here, I was out in this candle, and then it popped, and I was like, oh man, I could have easily collected another 3%, so this could have been a 7%, 7 to 8% gain just in this one candle alone. And then when it pops up here in the 340s, I'm like, man, that could have been really a 9 or 10% gain. And then it drops. So when it dropped here, it really made me tempted to get back in, because similar to what you see here, you see a pop, drop, and then it grinds back. So when it popped and it dropped, I mean, I could have probably caught it down here in the 225s and maybe potentially got out for another 3%. But then boom, see, and then in this candle again too, I thought about it. A couple minutes later, I thought, ooh, do I want to? But to be honest, again, you have to go on your personal schedule. And I knew I had to be out the door pretty soon. I have to go pick up my daughter. You feel me? I got to go out to Merced. So I was like, you know what? Let's just take a 4% gain for the day, which is fucking beautiful. And save my 2 day trades. And I've been noticing I've been executing a lot of day trades in a day, and it's not because it might have a little bit to do with FOMO, possibly fear of missing out. But I think the reality of it is that like I said, I'm usually right about my thesis, but when I try to limit my trades and then I notice it go against me on my thesis, and then I cut it, and then it winds up fucking popping, then that's when I get that, like, God damn it, like, I knew I should have stayed in it, but, I didn't. And then with the current market conditions, with things more weighing towards the loss side, like I said, I calculated the last month now, and the risk is more than the reward for right now, but it's looking like it's starting to turn back in my favor. Because I actually have to recalculate for the last few days, which the last few days on HUSA, each time I executed, I had the potential of making 13+%. This one, I had the potential of making 10%. So again, still did not reach my 13+% potential. And then if you look at this whole chart, it's still, there's barely any volume in here. So, I mean, that tells me that nothing was really going on. So, I mean, I don't think anywhere in this entire front side of this move up until 11 o'clock would I have even traded it. Maybe if I would have spotted it in here when it broke this resistance level, which is this red line right here, or this high over here when it started picking up volume. But I mean, that's at 11 o'clock. Again, I've also noticed through my data that I'm way more consistent on the back half of the move. So I'm way more consistent after 8 o'clock. So why am I going to attempt to trade the market open if my own data is telling me that I'm way better at trading and executing and collecting profit and being profitable in the long run if I just play the backside of the move? So again, man, a beautiful day trading, beautiful gradual climb, ugly day trade again. I mean, like I said, I came to the market at 8:30. Noticed nothing met my criteria. Nothing was moving fast. Because like I said, I like to see this going off. Like where it's going. You're seeing it slow right now because we're in after hours. But when it's hot in the market, you'll see all these keep changing. You'll see the time right here. This is the time of day, and it'll just constantly all the way. And then same thing over here in the bid and ask. You're going to see these popping off. Like you'll see this all the way down, and it would be, 307 all the way down here, which tells me it's full of buyers at that point compared to 310, 314, 323. More buyers than sellers. Now, if you see it on this side and you're seeing 310 all the way down, and then that tells me that the buyers could overtake the sellers could overtake the buyers. But when you see this full all the way down, all the same number, 310, which is what I was seeing, 310s, 311s, full, and this is like this, couple here, 310s, couple people want to sell 310, couple people want to sell 314, couple people want to sell 323, then that tells me that they could jump and take out all the sellers. And that proved me right today for finishing off today with plus 4% on the day. All right, so you feel me? It's a great start to October. This is the first day I traded in October, so I'm starting off the month green, which is beautiful. Ever since I readjusted on September 10th, I've placed 26 trades. Out of 26 trades, I've won 13 trades, so a 50% win rate, and I'm profitable after those 26 trades. I lost half those trades, won half those trades, add all those numbers up, and I'm profitable. So that tells me I keep moving in the right direction. And as you can see, lately I've been saying, I want to collect 2 or 3% gain. But in the last video, I've noticed a slight pickup in the market where I said, I'm going to readjust maybe to a 5 or 6% gain, which is still a possibility. I've kind of calculated those numbers a little bit, but never really put too in depth in it so far. But just knowing that it's picking up a little bit more. When I was up 3% on here, I thought about cutting it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a little bit more time to play out. I did that, wound up collecting 4%. Again, that 4% is based off a $1,000 position size. And as you can see here, I only took 300 shares at $3.12. So I really only took about, 93% of my position size. So, realistically, this is probably more of a 5% move on my actual position size I use to trade. But again, I like calculating every percentage based off a $1,000 position size because that is the hand I like to play. In a slower market, I'm still trying to capture those same moves and calculate based off that position size, even though I might trade half, I might trade 75% or 90%, 80%, whatever it is. It's always going to be $1,000 or less, but I'm going to calculate my percentages based off the 1,000. So in reality, I'm actually doing way better because this isn't based off 1,000. This is based off of $930. So I'm basically 1,000, but it's probably off of $930. This 4% is probably more like a 4.5 to 5%. So a little bit. So that's giving me more wiggle room for when I'm actually placing my trades, and the market comes back in my favor. Two, where I'm every hand I'm playing 1,000, to the point where I could scale. And it just gives me that more confidence that I could capture 4 or 5% easy. Okay. So again, CBAT, no real news on it today. Well, it did have news come out at 9:30. So somewhere in this area when it broke the high. The news was shares of several industrial companies are trading lower after President Trump announced he tested positive for COVID-19. People always want to fucking come up with some shit, you know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. It's still it's still a sympathy play based off SPI. CBAT is still involved in that electric industry momentum of SPI. So again, nothing really meet my radar until this final push, because I'm seeing all this over here popping off, and I'm seeing the bids overtaking the asks, and it was just a beautiful trend, and I'm glad I seen the movement. Again, 1, 2, 3 candles of consolidation right above the 305. So that was going to be my cut loss point, which out of 300 shares, That would have been about a 2%, minus 2%, if it did wind up dropping to the 305. So got in at 312, sold it into this candle, into the push, into the high. As you can see, the candle topped at 326, and I sold it at $3.25.52 for a nice 13.5 cent profit, which is beautiful. Great way to start off October, starting off green. Yeah, man. So CBAT, October, starting off green. And we're going to keep moving in the right direction because it's what we do. You feel me? Always maintain, man. Always got to understand yourself, man. And the more I get into momentum and back into trading. So when I first started trading, 4 years ago, and got involved when I actually first opened my first brokerage account, which was a Scott Trade account, I was under the PDT rule, and I made the mistake of just putting all my money in one account, which limited me to 3-day trades a week, and so everything was spread out. So I didn't really take the opportunity to constantly watch the market on a daily basis, because I worked, man. I had a work schedule, man. I was working 10-hour day job, 5 days a week, working 10 hours a day, sometimes 6 days a week. And that takes a toll on your body when you're doing hard labor shit. So you feel me? Like some days I wouldn't want to wake up in the morning because I knew, oh shit, I don't even have no trades. Why the fuck am I going to wake up to watch the market? I'm tired. My body's tired. My mind's tired. Everything's tired. And so I never really had the opportunity. And now that I've spread out my trades into 3 brokerage accounts, which gives me 9-day trades, I'm constantly watching the market because I always have a trade. And if I don't have a trade for just one day, sometimes at max 2 days in a row, I might not have a trade if I get a little crazy, like I did on the 29th when I executed 6 fucking trades in a day just to break even. But my thesis was correct on that stock. I was right on HUSA, and I winded up being profitable. I think 2 or 3%. But again, it's just the getting used to the market movements and understanding, okay, what are the movements, what's happening in the market that I've noticed from the catalyst to the market caps to the floats to the volume to the time and sales tape to the level 2s to the chart pattern, the technicals. What am I noticing that I'm being successful at? And what am I noticing that I'm losing at? And then eliminate the losers, man. So, I mean, it's very obvious that a lot of my inconsistency when I had a big string of losses came from the market open and just the market in general slowing down for the particular niche and strategy that I like to play. And then understanding that also I've always had a knack for momentum and being able to catch the momentum when I'm noticing time and sales, when I'm noticing the bid and ask, when I'm noticing volume pickup. When I see it, it's like instant and I know to jump in. And again, that's what happened today, and I wound up being profitable from it. And I've noticed that on multiple occasions. That's usually when I'm profitable, and it's now just me trying to be more patient when I realize that, which I was today because I was thinking about cutting my gain at 3%, and I wound up collecting another 1%. If I'd have been slightly more patient, I could have collected another 2 or 3%. But again, it had hit my target of the resistance point at 328, and I exited just a little under 326. So overall, a really good trade. Again, 22 million float. This one didn't have heavy volume, but the volume picked up in the end. It had the majority of the volume during this period that I traded it than it did all day. This volume right here in the period I traded it was more than it traded all day. So, that was a great sign and a great signal to purchase this. And I collected my profit, man. So, overall, 4% on the day. What a great way to start October. Let's make October green. Take it one trade at a time. That's all I can do. Stay more focused on the back side of the move than the front side of the move, because I'm noticing that's what I'm good at. Unless, the market starts heating up really good in the front side of the move, and I'm noticing my particulars start popping off on the front side of the move, then I may start waking up at market open again. But just knowing that I'm better at letting the market play out for the first couple hours and then attacking. That's a strength of mine. So I'm going to continue to keep doing that until it turns on me. And if it does, then you readjust, man. This is an adjustment game. Readjust, readjust, readjust. All right? So, a green day today. CBAT. You know what I mean? It was a good one. It was a good one today. Alright, man, that's it for today, man. Till next time. I believe it's like day something 17 of my journey. Continue to move in the right direction. And I'm loving what I do. I love this shit. Red, green, in between. I don't care. I love this game. Keep tracking your own data. Keep tracking your emotional data, your psychological data, your numerical data. Track all that shit and review, 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 review. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, man. Review, review, review. Make this shit for myself, not for you. So I can review this shit, but please feel free, you feel me, to learn something. All right, man. Until next time.